You can learn something either the easy way or the hard way. And I knew this growing up. I never was ever tempted to do drugs. I grew up during the Nancy Reagan Just Say No campaign. And the one where they had an egg on the fryer and said, "This is your brains on drugs." So I wasn't tempted. But then again, that was also during the 80s when a lot of the Major League Baseball players were hooked on it too. And I didn't want to end up like them. I still remember the Cardinals catcher, Darryl Porter, giving a public service announcement saying that I got off drugs. And so it's one thing to be told it, it's another thing to actually have to suffer consequences. And that's indeed the first reading with the Ten Commandments. You can say, hey, these things are old, or somebody else was creating these things are controlling, and then you violate them and find out. We see that with King David, who decides to have an adulterous affair with the wife of Uriah, the Hittite, and then murders him when Sheba becomes pregnant. And then after all that, then forevermore, the house of David is thrown into turmoil. Maybe that's something that's too long ago, but I'm thinking of what's happening down in Fulton County in Georgia with all this stuff on the TV about the DA. And I thought, whatever side you're on, either they're violating the adultery commandment or they're violating thou shalt not take, or thou not shalt lie. And so, either way, the Ten Commandments are being broken, and it's doing damage to our country and to various the people all involved. And so when Jesus says that, that he is the Son of God, you can either learn this the easy way or the hard way. The easy way is to see that all the tables being overturned and recognize that Jesus is the new temple, that Jesus is who he says he is. The easy way is to look at his preaching and the miracles he performs and say, truly, this is the Son of God. But yet, it doesn't seem that's going to be the way it's going to work out. Instead, the hard way is when Jesus suffers for us. We don't learn it. Jesus learns it for us. By his suffering and death, he proves, and resurrection, he proves that he is truly who he says he is, the Son of God. 3 days in the tomb, and he is raised from the dead. As we come before this heavenly table, it is a time for us to remind ourselves of what is being told us about Jesus Christ, about the Ten Commandments, that indeed we can learn it by the word being proclaimed, so that we don't have to learn the hard way.